Hey guys, it's here bringing you another video, and welcome to a patch note breakdown. So this is for patch 9.24, and this probably is the last, it's the last patch for the year. It might be the last patch of Season 9. There's a small chance there'll probably be, there you go. You may see an end of year 9.24. I doubt there's a 9.25. I doubt. That does, by the way, make it kind of, how many patches have there been in a year period, or really a 9-month period, if we're honest, for this season. 24, roughly. So every, 2 weeks, maybe just under that, we're actually getting changes in the game. It's actually why, by the way, a big reason I feel that League of Legends has survived and thrived for so long is how much they update the game. It's incredible how much they update it. So I've heard this is a decently sized patch, but I've also seen the amount of skins that are coming out is absurd. So, ladies and gentlemen, look how many new skins are coming out. We'll go over them in a second, but anyway, not in a second, in probably like 20 minutes. First up, you got the new champion, Aphelios. So he is out. He'll be out tomorrow. Oh, actually, of me recording this, he'll probably be already out by now. Uploading this, he'll be already out by now. So again, I am looking forward to play this champion a little bit. We'll definitely try to give him a couple goes in Rush to Diamond. Obviously, usually when a champion comes out, it's normally permabanned because people are scared of it being really overpowered. From my kind of, my impressions of him, we played him several times. Obviously, it's hard to get a proper impression of when you're not playing in higher ratings and stuff, and you're you're lagging on the PBE, whatever. I do think he's cool. It's nice that Riot are trying to push the boundaries of what they can and can't do mechanically. Because, by the way, I don't know if you can hear the rain. There is a storm outside. It's actually distracting me, even though I've got headphones on. Anyway, whoa. It's to me, if I'm honest, in game design, from that type of standpoint, with new champions, I'd say the past 5 years of League, I've not been shocked or like amazed by any of the design. And that doesn't mean it's not good, but it's like, oh, he is pretty good. I wasn't expecting something like Aphelios, like, oh, he's only got basically 2 abilities. It's like, so what now? I just wasn't expecting that. So it's kind of cool that Riot can still kind of pull this stuff out and about, even after 10 years. So that's pretty cool. Let me know what you think of Aphelios in the comments below. First up is a nerf to Akali. So yes, the champion is still getting nerfed, even though she has a negative win rate, and to some of the population of League of Legends, that means that she's really weak, right? No. Anyway, what are they nerfing? Remove the hitbox behind Akali, so her Q only goes forward, and Q minion damage monster decrease. So they're nerfing her wave clear, because you could obviously just spam Q twice within a couple seconds and the wave is dead. So that's getting nerfed a little bit. And also, which I actually think is the bigger change, Akali, like some abilities exist in League of Legends, had a small, the hitbox is mainly forward, but like, I guess in the animation, she might like swing a blade from the back and then go forward. It used to do a little bit of damage to the rear. If someone was standing right behind her, they used to take some, or they used to take the damage, I guess. They've now removed that, so Akali has to hit the target in front of her, not if they're just a bit behind her. I'm trying to think off the top of my head what uses that mechanic. The Scion Q? I don't want to just kind of say one. There are several in League of Legends that they've got Maokai, that's a good one. Maokai Q. When Maokai bashes the ground, that's his Q, right? Yeah, when Maokai bashes the ground, it actually starts behind him and goes through and in front. It mainly is in front of him, but it does go behind him a bit. That's what Akali's Q used to do a little bit. They've got rid of it. So that is a considerable nerf, I'd say. Well, not considerable. That is a nerf. More nerfs. Amumu. Q cooldown decreased in the early game. So that is a buff for the old mummy. A 2-second cooldown reduce in the early game, and then it stabilizes to what it used to be at max rank. So that is overall a buff to his early game. Again, I don't even know if you max Q though, do you? No, you don't max it. And what I mean by that is I know you don't max Q, but do you even take it second? Like, do you max it second? I don't even think so, right? You max W, then E, then Q? Or the other way around. I think you max Q last, but again, nonetheless, it will help him for sure. Braum. Don't really see many Braums nowadays. Maybe it is because he's weak, and maybe these buffs will obviously help him out. So, base health per level and health regen increased, so that is buffs. W cooldown decreased. Cost has been flattened, and resistance ratios to ally and self has been flattened, but to what, we'll find out. And R base damage increased later, knock up now lasts longer. So these just seem all buffs to Braum, holy moly. So, his health growth has gone up, what the hell, an 11 health growth? That's a lot, by the way. 11 health growth in one buff. I don't think I've ever heard that before. That's a lot. So every single time he levels up, he'll now be gaining 11 health per level. Again, I'm not actually sure if the health growth is actually like that. Health growth might be off the ratio, not a... I don't know, it's probably fine. Yeah, I think he just gains 98 base health every single time he levels up. That's quite a lot. Health regen has gone up also by 0.5, so he'll be regening a bit more in lane. W of his W cooldown, down 2 seconds overall. That's a pretty big buff. Oh my god! The cost of it has been flattened and leveled to 40 at all ranks. It's... whoa. It used to start at 50 and go up to 70. It is now 40 at all rank, so that is a huge buff. The resistances to allies has now been changed, that it used to be 10, 14, 18, 22, 26, then with percentages, it's now... oh, okay, so it's the same 10, 14, 18, and I think, by the way, if you're wondering what are those resistances, I think that just gives armor and magic resist, maybe? So 10 armor and magic resist, 14 armor and magic resist, plus 12% bonuses of what they have themselves. It's now been, I guess, kind of nerfed in a way, but like it's fine, I think. So in late game, the person used to get a 16% bonus of their own, extra of what they had themselves. It's now a flat 12, so that's a buff for the early game, and it's kind of a nerf for late game. And also for himself, it is now it's a massive buff to himself. That's why they've done it. So the person that he W's on is getting less resistances. Himself is getting a lot more. So his maximum used to be 26% bonus resistances. At the first rank, it was 10%. It is now a flat 36% bonus resistances. When Braum presses W on somebody in late game, even if, I think you can press it on yourself. You don't have to jump to somebody. You're very tanky. Holy moly. That is going to be a tanky Braum. That's good. And now his ultimate. So we have base damage has gone up in mid to late game. So at level 11 it has gone up by 50, and at level 16 it's gone up by 100. Pretty good. And then the knock-up duration has gone up a considerable amount. So it used to be a 0.25 for the all those got hit. It is now a 1 to 1.5 second based on the ranks, at all ranks, based on distance from Braum for the first target it hit in the fissure. Okay, so the first target it hits, it's hitting them for 1 to 1.5 seconds, depending how close they are, and then everybody else is what it used to be, 0.25 seconds. So that's pretty good. For bot lane 2v2s, you're hitting the AD carry, and that's, arguably a times 5, times 6 better off knock-up than it was before. That's not bad. So you might see some Braum. Holy moly, that's pretty good. Diana. So the Diana rework is making it to live servers. Yes, we will be playing it in Rush to Diamond. It's a champion that obviously I might be playing in Season 10. I did a video of it. It wasn't the best video because it was just very hard to get good quality games on the PBE, balanced games, or there was usually someone stomping and there was like not much I could do about it. Because it's just the imbalance of the PBE, unfortunately. So we did like a video just showing it, basically. But we will obviously play it when we're at, in Rush to Diamond. Hopefully I'll have a bunch of fun. Overall, by the way, I like it quite a bit. But I'm not going to explain it for here. If you guys want to know what it's about, go watch the video that I did. Basically, in essence, they're flipping the E, which is the dash, and the old E. Or they're flipping the E and the R. So the old E used to bring people together. That's now her ultimate, but with something added. And now her Lunar Rush does less damage than it used to. But you get it at level 3 or 2 if you wanted. So that's pretty nice. But obviously with the new ultimate, it's they bring everybody close together, but now you have a moon landing on you after a second delay, I think. I like it overall. The weird thing to me is I weirdly felt Diana has been broken for a while, and this is someone that likes Diana, and I can guarantee, and I see it in the comments, Huz, stop telling people Diana's overpowered. I do actually think she is. I think she's under the radar OP. Maybe not overpowered, but she's strong, really strong. But because she has this kind of like assassin-y vibe, like mixture, assassin bruiser, assassin AP assassin, I don't think she'll ever be mainstream. She's kind of more of a niche pick, but not that hard to play if I'm honest. I don't know, she kind of flies under the radar of her strengths, and I think she's incredibly strong. So I thought that when I heard wind of, oh, they're changing Diana, I was like, okay, so they're going to get rid of her one-shot potential at level 6. By the way, Diana has one-shot potential at level 6 on a lot of mid laners. No, she has probably better one-shot potential now than she did before. And in team fights, she's even better than she was. So we've done Diana episodes of me getting incredibly fed and having pretty big impacts in team fights, you know, queuing 3 people, getting in the middle with my WE them. Well, now you do the same combo, but you have a massive moon landing on top of you, and the moon gets stronger depending how many people you'd sucked in. So if you suck 3 or 4 people in, that is a massive moon that's landing on top of them, and they're all dead. So I didn't really, like, I'm happy with it. I like Diana, so I'll play it, but I thought it was going to address kind of the unbalance in a way of the champion that, again, not many people know about, but it didn't. It arguably made us stronger. Fair enough, I guess. Fair enough. Next up is Garen. So don't really see a lot of Garen. I know there are some people that think he's strong. It's, again, I've said it before, and it's never like it's supposed to be an elitist thing, but I do not see Garens in my game. So it's very hard for me to be like, Huz, is he a good champion? My gut feeling is no, because he's so basic and easy to counter. But on the other hand, I don't play against them. But again, I don't play against Garens, so I don't know how strong he is. But then at the same point, why do I not play against Garens? Because no one in high rating plays Garen. That's the problem, right? And it's perfectly okay, and I'm a massive advocate for it, that in League, it is fine for different champions to be good in different areas of play when it comes to rating. It's fine for a Master Yi to take over a Bronze Silver game. That makes sense. If you don't have synergy or, you know, chain your CC, a Yi will dominate. It can happen even in Diamond, but a lot of the time, people, you know, with a bit more knowledge or a bit better mechanics, they can counter the likes of Yi, Garen and stuff a lot easier. Therefore, they're very rare in higher ratings, and that's okay. I do find it very bizarre, and maybe it is because I am a high-rated player, so I don't get negatively impacted if someone says, oh, you can't play that champ because you're not in Diamond. I guess, I know that might be a rough feeling if you are a silver player wanting to play Yasuo and someone says to you, oh, don't play it. If you want to play it, play it. But I do like when champions are separated by the ranks, because it's also a kind of cool experience when you're ranking up. You notice the game changing. It's not, every rating doesn't play the same thing. It's kind of cool to see, like, oh, okay, in this rating, Blitzcrank has played a lot, Yee's played a lot, of Amumu's here. I'm a bit higher rating now. Okay, that's kind of gone up to, like, I don't know, Volibear and Jarvan are now in the game. Oh, now you're even higher rating. Oh, now Lee Sin and Kha'Zix are here. I kind of like that the game changes a little bit. Not a crazy amount. Obviously, the core fundamental of the meta will stay the same no matter what rating you are, but little changes I really do like. And, you know, when Aphelios got announced, so many people were like, oh, well, I can't play that champion. He's going to be too complicated or whatever. And I know there are some people that don't think he's complicated. Give him a go is what I'd say. The core fundamental of him is relatively basic, but pulling it off in game, I think, is going to be the hard thing to do, because there's so much you got to keep concentration of. And then if you're in a ranked game, if you're in high rating, there's just so much you're going to have to try and do on that champion to make it work properly. A lot of people are like, oh, that's a champion for high rating, that sucks. Why? Like, that's fine. A lot of the champions mechanically recently have been basic and anybody can play. So I like that there are differences. But Garen himself is additional E-spins and spin damage decrease. So he's actually getting a nerf. I'm aware that the build that Garens do now, by the way, is what? Triforce PDIE? It's very aggressive. Again, sure, it would definitely work if you manage to get on top of people. But again, I would never be scared of a Garen because I would be confident to have a team that would work around not letting a Garen get to you. It's not that difficult, but yeah. Karma. E-base shield increase, so I haven't seen Karma in a while, so they're just giving her a little bit of a buff. I doubt that would bring her back into meta, but if you're a Karma player, I presume you'd be happy with that. Kassadin, I presume nerf? nerfs. He is quite strong. So yeah, Kassadin is too strong at the moment. Okay, so Q cooldown now scales and W mana restore decrease later. So the cooldown used to be 9-second flat. It's now 11, and then it goes down to 9 at max. So that's nice. Again, I know to some people in this, they're like, at 2 seconds, that's not going to do anything. What you have to remember, if you're in lane phase with a Kassadin for 10 minutes, so he basically, before, 9 seconds cooldown, per minute could Q you, what, 4 or 5 times? Put that over the span of 10 minutes, and then suddenly he can Q you now with the just a 2-second nerf and, you know, a 1.5 nerf. And that suddenly goes down very fast to, like, he, with this nerf in a 10-minute period, probably Qs you about 10 times less, maybe even more than that. That's significant, you know, that is something. That's what you got to think about when you're seeing these percentages nerfs or like a couple seconds here or there. It adds up in over a period of the game. You know, I've had people go, oh, why are they buffing an AD carry by 2 AD? It adds up. 10 auto attacks, 2 AD extra. Let's say that gives you 4 extra damage per auto attack, 2 AD, roughly. That's a couple hundred extra damage or something. Like, well, not a couple hundred, but it adds up. Like, that kill that you didn't get before the buff, you now get. That's how you kind of work it out. And again, it's very, very small little changes, because if it wasn't, people complain about balance now. There has to be tiny little changes. If it wasn't, the game would be arguably, well, not yet, it would be more broken. And people complain already when Riot does just very little small things. So yeah. And then the mana, by the way, so the mana restore used to do 4, 5, 6, 7, 8% of missing mana, and it quintupled on champions. It's now 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, and 6. I don't know if the quintupled on champions is new. It might be. So they're punishing you more now for just doing it on minions, but they're rewarding you if you use your W on champions, I guess. That makes sense. That's fine. Rammus, base health growth increased. E cooldown now scales. Ooh, this is Rammus buff? Ooh, Rammus buff. Okay. Yeah. Rammus, actually, I in the current meta, his biggest weakness is his dragon taking and dragon pressure, I guess. But he actually could be quite strong, because the meta is bot lane still, but jungling. A lot of the junglers that have popped into popularity are AD bruiser assassins. You know, the Lee Sin's kind of back because of dragon meta. Kha'Zix has never left. Rammus is good versus both of those champions. And he's very good at camping one lane, and the main lane you want to camp right now is probably bot lane. So just keep going bot lane and you're probably going to get a bunch of kills. So I could see people playing Rammus for sure. Ryze, this has to be nerfs. Q base damage decreased. The base damage of it has gone down by 15 at rank 1 and then and 15 at max rank. That's not enough, if I'm honest. Ryze is very strong, and he's arguably too strong too early. He's supposed to be a hyper-scaling mage with 2 scaling items, Archangel and Rod of Ages, and yet he outtrades some other champ. Well, like at level 6, you know, he may have just got a Rod of Ages and a tier. He outtrades mages that are designed to win mid. Like win lane. Ryze isn't designed to win mid. He's designed to power farm, do okay, then carry the late game. So I don't think that's enough nerfs for Ryze. I was expecting more if they were going to do it. And yeah. Senna. Recommended items updated, apparently, because I guess, you know, not everything that Riot does in testing or designers sometimes is correct. The player base finds things out differently, and obviously the player base, I guess, has been building something different than Riot thought, so therefore they've updated the item recommendation. Passive, to me, again, my guess, I haven't read it, the passive has to be nerfed. That arguably is the most powerful part of Senna. Obviously, she's relatively annoying anyway, because she's got a massive range with Den Sustain. With damage sustain, you know, it's even worse. Like, she can hit you from crazy far distance with her Q. It does damage and then it's healing at the same time, so it's a bit overloaded. But what are they doing? So here we go. Passive drops less often on minions. Senna kills and no longer drops from champion clones. Okay. Q damage and W root duration decreased and R damage ratio increased. Okay, I kind of agree with that. So the health growth has gone down, so she obviously gets less natural health growth, which is fine. Passive, it used to be a 5.55% on minion kills. It's now a 1.67. Remember, minion kills. That means that's a nerf to AD carry Senna, not support Senna, because support Senna didn't kill minions. Champion clones also no longer 100% drop a mist wraith or whatever the soul is, they're calling it. So you kill a Shaco clone, LeBlanc clone, Nico clone, I guess. They used to 100% drop one. They no longer do. So again, they're kind of just hurting it a little bit of like how quickly you get these passive things, which I think is good. Allied Bard can no longer kill Mist Wraiths with his Q. Oh, wow, could he do that? Okay, that's kind of funny. So that's a bug fix. So the Q, which I did say, the two problems are the passive and the Q. They've kind of helped the passive, but not for support Senna. That's AD carry Senna nerf, mainly. I do still think it's arguably a bit too strong. You're getting too many stats from it, but that's just me personally. The damage has gone down by 10 at base and by 10 at max. So 10 damage, nerf overall, but what is bigger is a 0.1 scaling decrease. So you're now, again, you've got 100 attack damage. It used to give you 50 bonus attack. It's now giving you 40. So, it's a nerf. Maybe not enough, but it is enough. Root duration has been nerfed in the early game, not the late game. It stabilizes to what it used to be roughly at rank 4, but it equalizes what it used to be at rank 5, so that is a straight up nerf until rank 5. And the ultimate has gone up in terms of ability power scaling, which I don't think is the most useful thing in the world. Like, I have seen some people buy Gunblade on her, which I guess is AP, but yeah, overall that's not going to help too much. So overall, Senna, she's still around, people are still playing her, but that is mainly nerfs to AD carry Senna, I guess. Severe, base stat increase by 2 AD. That's literally what we spoke about earlier. Why are they just buffing an AD by 2? It does add up in the long run. Yuumi, passive restores mana once again. Q costs increase, damage decrease. Yuumi no longer teleports with her anchor. Oh, that's interesting. Ah, okay. E now grants attack speed, no longer stocks charges. So, wow, no longer... okay, so this could actually affect a duo... like, there are a lot of duo Q bot lanes out there, and a lot of them play Yuumi nearly exclusively because of the duo Q, that they're working together, they're on comms. It's a very good duo Q support. But part of that was it allowed the AD carries to take teleport naturally because Yuumi had the heal or the exhaust or the ignite, whatever. But it was a big part of that was because you could go back together, then teleport back to lane together. They're now no longer allowing that. I do agree. I think that was a little bit gimmicky that they did allow that. So that, by the way, might stop some AD carries taking teleport with Yuumi. I think Ezreal's will probably still take it, but if I was a Caitlyn... again, I've never liked teleport in bot lane. I think people know that. But if I was a Caitlyn or whatever the other, Severe, some of the other AD carries that play with Yuumi, I probably would take heal and allow the Yuumi to go ignite exhaust. That's probably what I would do. So you can base together, she can just attach to you and you just run her to lane now. So yeah. So the passive has new, so they've brung it back, that she gives mana or gets mana back. So remember, sometimes when they do balance, when a champion is so overly hated in a weird way, it has happened with Akali, they'll purposely take something out of the champion to kind of calm the community down with all the intention to put it back in. Literally before it gets, when they took away this mana, restore, they probably had it in their mind, oh, we'll add it back later, but we'll just, we'll add it back later when we balance the rest of her kit as well as we can, and that's what they've done. So the base shield has gone up, by the way, as well. I don't want to go through all of them, but yeah, a slight nerf to the damage, I'd say. Well, it's weird. Its damage ratio has gone down, but the empowered has gone... the base has gone up, but the scaling's gone down. So the base has gone up, but the scaling's gone down. So that's overall probably a nerf. W now has a channel time when attaching from an unattached state, so you can just get little, killed. There's a 0.25 time that it takes you to jump into somebody. It's not instant. Zoomies gives attack speed to a self or the anchored target. 25, 30, 35, 40, 45% attack speed. That is actually pretty damn strong. But overall, Yuumi, yeah, you do see them, but I will say you only generally see them, or at least me now, I only see them when they are actually a duo queue. It's very rare to see two solo players, a solo support and a solo AD carry. They're not duo queue. It's rare to see Yuumi. I don't know what her pick rate is right now, but I would presume it's gone down over the past couple weeks. If I had to guess, should I actually see if we can get it in 1? I'll have a look. You have to trust me that I don't have it on the screen right now. I would guess her pick rate, and obviously this would be Platinum Plus, would be probably 7%. Let's see. All right, I'm going to use u.gg, not sponsored. All right, so Yuumi, click her pick rate. Whoa. Dude, it's 2.7%. That's very low. Again, I know we don't like overall win rates here at HuzzyGames. I've explained time and time again why. But her win rate overall is 38%. She is statistically, by overall win rate, the worst support in the game. I'm not surprised. Again, 2.7% pick rate is really low for a relatively new champion. It's because, again, like I said, it's because she doesn't really work in solo queue. You need so much communication and trust in the person you're attaching to. That's what I said instantly. And, yeah, there was a lot of hype with the champion when she came out. She was played a lot. Some people had success. A lot of people didn't. But, as I said, the only people that play her are duos. Damn, that's a lot lower than I thought it would be. Next up, what have we got? So we got Lux VFX updates. I think this is... Was this because of the comic that came out, maybe? I don't remember. But yeah, she's got all new stuff, which is kind of cool. Runes, Conqueror. I would presume nerfs. Buff duration decreased and heal for ranged champions decreased. Oh, poor Ezreal, dude. That's literally the first thing that goes into my mind. So Conqueror, it's pretty strong. It went from being a strong bruiser with true damage rune to a strong everything rune. Everybody takes it because they're healing. This might do a couple things. But there are a couple cases that I'm like, what counts as ranged? So the duration's gone down by 2 seconds. Of the healing, I think it is 30% healing when it's activated. But it's used to be 15% healing. It's now 8% for ranged people. So AD carries. The one that hit my mind instantly, what about Heimerdinger? What does Heimerdinger count as? Does he count as melee or does he count as ranged? I know to a lot of people, he's obviously ranged. There are some champions in League of Legends that are weirdly coded as melee, even though they're technically ranged. So I don't know. Like Kayle, she obviously starts the game as melee. Does she then transfer to technically ranged? Or does the games think she's always ranged or always melee? I don't know. So these are the kind of things you'll have to kind of work out, I guess. But yeah, I think that's fine. The reason I said poor Ezreal is literally the rune that, he got a rune taken away from him, Kleptomancy, and then he went to Conqueror, and some people having success with it, and then boom, it's nerfed. So like, what the hell? Ezreal really is getting hit hard here. Next one's Omnistone. Legitimately think this is the most useless thing in the world. No matter what they do with it, like, I was about to say, the problem with it is you can't plan around random. People said, oh, Kleptomancy was random. Yes and no. Kleptomancy was random, but you knew what you were getting. Oh, I'm going to get occasional gold. I'm going to get occasional, whatever, mana potions. Omnistone is technically a combat ability or combat rune, not like Klepto, which was a kind of poking farming rune. This is a combat rune that gives you a random keystone at intervals, and you can't plan around. Now, what would be maybe better in this situation is, like Aphelios, there's a queue that you can see what your next weapon is. If you picked Omnistone, maybe somewhere on the UI, it would tell you what your next one's coming is. Then you can plan around, oh, I've got Dark Harvest coming soon. Oh, let's go a bit aggressive, get them low health so I can get a Dark Harvest stack. Maybe that will be better, but honestly, there's no champion in the game that this is useful on, because they're, in essence, again, you can't plan around random. And in essence, it's just better taking something that you know is going to help you always, rather than something that's going to help you situationally. Like, I've seen some people take it on Gangplank. Yeah, a lot of these things can work on Gangplank, like a lot of them. But you always know Grasp the Undying. Oh, sorry. You always know. I'm getting excited. You always know Grasp the Undying is going to work for you on Gangplank. You know, Hail of Blades is only going to help you if you can actually attack people in melee range. Predator on Gangplank is basically worthless. Like, it's just the problem with it. So it's a fun rune. It's maybe something that I would try in a kind of meme-y game, normal game maybe. I personally, deep down inside, and trust me, I have thought about this rune. I'm like, what champion could use it? None. There isn't a champion that I think this is worth taking on. Because it's too random. Next up is... Oh, wait, hang on. Oh, some follow-up changes. Oh, wait. These were all documented as mid-patch updates for last patch. Oh, okay. So I missed these. Again, Riot does do mid changes all the time. And if they think, oh, a champion is obviously been really hurt or they're now really overpowered by a change we've made, they're not obviously going to wait for the next patch. They do change it straight away. So one of them is Ezreal. He did get a bit of a buff, so his base health went up, his base mana went up, his mana regen went up, and his Q Mystic base damage went up. So all buffs for Ezreal, because obviously, like we literally just said, he got hit hard by the removal of his rune. And it wasn't just, by the way, that. It was also the whole tree was nice for Ezreal. It was about poking and cooldown reduction and stuff. It was nice, and that's now gone. They did something with Omnistone. They did some Death Dance stuff, Sanguine Blade. They obviously nerfed quite heavily because when that item came out, I was like, what? This is really strong. It's now been nerfed. Dragon changes, Elder Dragon again. Let me know what you think of Elder Dragon. I still personally am not a massive fan of it, but in essence, I've only seen it twice, I think, in preseason in my own games. So the game, because of the dragon snowballing, by the time a team gets the dragon soul, usually, you know, the Elder Dragon is going to spawn in, 6 minutes later from whichever team gets the dragon soul. The game's over, usually, in those 6 minutes. You normally don't get to the Elder Dragon because the game's already been done. Rift Herald got buffed, but it's still ridiculously bad. Tower Gold went down, and yeah. Oh, and also they did reduce... Oh, they did adjust some of the appearances. This was something that I was told that they were going to do, but for some reason Riot said don't tell anybody. But I didn't even, like, if I'm honest, I didn't even realize they did it. I was like legit told, because I'm red-green colorblind, and I was like, the Infernal Dragon is rough for me. You know, when it makes the whole map red and the map's green, it just gets a bit blurry here and there. You know, not normally, but when there's a massive team fight and then there's red with green, my eyes just kind of go like, what is going on right now? So I obviously spoke to the designers and getting that to the design team, and they really, by the way, took it on board. So that's really nice. But I don't know if this is that. Again, if it's not, well, I just said that they're going to do something about it. So hopefully that was that. But they said more clear defined terrain, improve gameplay clarity, and polish the texture of the map. I don't know. Maybe that's what they were doing. If not, they're going to change it soon. The return of Poro King, don't really care. ARM balances, don't really care. Bug fixes, and here's all the new stuff. So, Dawnbringer Karma, Dawnbringer Nidalee, Dawnbringer Soraka, Nightbringer Soraka, Nightbringer Lee Sin, and Nightbringer Lee Sin Prestige. So he's got the Prestige. Then, Nightbringer Vladimir, Nightbringer Aphelios, then Sugar Rush Zillion, Sugar Rush Braum, Sugar Rush Ziggs, Sugar Rush Evelyn, and Hextech Swain. Holy moly, dudes. I don't know if there's a loot event in the next couple of days. If so, you expect a loot video, because we do them when obviously they are coming out. I'll be obviously getting all the stuff. And worth noting, in the next few days, I would imagine we would finally now get our codes for 2 League Partner bundles. And yes, you heard me correct, 2. There was an Akali one for the recent banned True Damage. There was True Damage Akali League Partner bundle, but for some reason, Riot just didn't give it to us. So they're giving it to us soon, alongside Nightbringer Vladimir. So he's going to have the green... So Nightbringer Vladimir is going to have the green partner chroma. And I'll have, in essence, 40 codes to give away, which is kind of cool. Around Christmas too. That's awesome. And we'll give those out on stream, on social media, and here obviously on YouTube. What I will say, we'll give away some of them now. So we'll give away 4 codes in total. 2 for each. So 2 for Vladimir, 2 for Akali, 1 for Europe. Well, 2 for Europe, 2 for North America, and 1 of each. That's really, so in essence, 1 Europe Akali, 1 North American Akali, one Europe Vladimir, one North American Vladimir. And if you want to enter that, all you got to do is be subscribed, like the video, and let me know what you think. Let me know what you think about the patch. Also worth noting, if I've gone orange, it's because it just turned 8:30 in the evening, and my screens go orange at that time to help with my eyes. But yeah, enter the giveaway. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. Comment down below what you think of the patch. Any changes that you agree with, disagree with, you think we're missing. But yeah, a lot of skins. I'll try my best. And obviously, the Swain, by the way, is an absolute beast. It actually could be the best Hextech skin they've done. But if there is a loot event with Dawnbringer and Nightbringer type thing, which I presume there will be because there's a Prestige edition, that usually means there's an event, you know, unboxing the orbs and stuff. We'll do a video of that, and maybe we'll give out even more League Partner codes then. So anyway, by the way, I'll have I'd say we'll open it for a week for this video. So if you're watching this video within a week of it being uploaded, you can still enter. Make sure, by the way, when you let me know what you think of the patch, let me know what server you're on, and and your summoner name, I guess, because I'll add you directly. But that's gonna be it. Like, subscribe, comment down below, enter, all that good stuff. And overall, by the way, I think it's an okay patch. I do think the Senna nerfs may or should have been a bit more, but that's about it. But I'll see you guys next time. See you.